Further ado, Julien, I think we're going to hand over to you for a bit of an update and see what's been going on over the last 12 months and what we can expect as we go into 2025.
Yeah, thanks, Anthony. Hi, everyone. So I'm going to share my screen, and yeah, we're going to use a mind map, all surprising, to for the session today. Thanks for the invitation, Ryan and Anthony, and I'm very happy to be here this year again. This is becoming like a yearly rendezvous, I guess. So I was happy to share tips and tricks and updates from Meister. I'm going to try to stay a bit high level because I'm assuming not everyone is a power user of MindMeister yet. I want it to be useful for everyone. Also, feel free to ask any questions in the chat, or I'll also share a mind map a bit later for you to also use. And yeah, without further ado, I will get started. Very nice to be here today. As a bit of intro. So my name is Julien. I'm Senior Partnership Manager at Meister. I'm originally from France, but I live in Amsterdam. I've been living here for 5 years, even though my Dutch is still terrible. I'm remotely working basically for Meister, which is based out of Vienna, Austria. And I've been in that role for a bit more than a year now. And very successfully partnering with Aventido on our distribution. A bit more context about Meister as a company. So as I said, based in Vienna, Austria, founded quite a long time ago as far as SaaS services go, because it was founded in 2006. It was actually one of the first, as far as I know, online mind mapping tool back in 2006. And so we have two products, MindMeister, mind mapping solution, which we are going to focus on today, but also Meister Task, which is a task management solution. We also call it work management solution because it goes really beyond project management and task management. MindMeister being like kind of the historical product of the company, still very much important to us. And Meister Task being the most recent and kind of the biggest focus at the moment as far as our, let's say B2B audience goes. In general, we have 130 employees, a mix of remote and hybrid employees, with most people still in Vienna, and 30 million users globally. With a business focus on B2B, serving mostly SMBs, but also a lot of public institutions, as I mentioned before, and also a big number of customers within the education space. What makes all product different and your approach should be different, and I will insist on these two key product values here. First, we're straightforward, so the products are really simple to use. They focus on the key feature that you need. We don't, promise to have, a feature for everything, integrations with the real world, things that become very, very complex to use. So we want everyone to be really comfortable in actually using the products from day one, even if they are not very, tech savvy or used to online tools or digital tools. This is meant to be, usable by everyone. And the second very important differentiator for us, and it's really part of our identity, also because being a German company, this is also a very important thing for the German markets, the security and the compliance. So we are fully GDPR compliant, ISO certified. All the data is hosted in Europe, so it's really a very important thing for us to provide a very secure and reliable solution. Moving on to, or maybe I pause here and see if there are any questions.
Not at the moment. We've just been checking to see what people are doing. Are they using mind maps to plan for their Christmas holidays?
All right,
Nothing
great.
yet.
Yeah,
Mary
let
says
me
it's been
know.
known.
Let me know, Ryan, if something comes up. It's I can't really look at everything at the same
Yeah,
time.
leave that with us. That's fine.
Yeah, cool. So first I want to focus on MindMeister, which is kind of the I think the most important and interesting product for you today. And maybe before I talk about the product itself, which is an online mind mapping tool, why is mind mapping good for you, and why do we think it's like the a great tool for pretty much everything. And it's if we have to look at like the most important things that stand out, really, the first one is like it's great for creativity and brainstorming, right? It allows you to generate ideas more freely, abstracting yourself from like linear thinking, and by being visual, using text, images, and this kind of a branch structure. It really triggers your logical thinking and creative thinking, which is what you need to have actual creativity. The second very important point is the effect on memory and how you retain information. The visual structure really helps recalling information and structuring in a way that you can actually memorize it much more easily. And finally, in terms of like organizing the information and focusing on what's important, it's really a nice way to simplify complex topic or concepts by really breaking them into a smaller related part. So it helps you, really dig into a topic and, covering all the elements of it without, losing the sight of the bigger picture. And you can at any time visualize the small things and the big things all together. And something that's super helpful in our opinion, and that everyone should kind of use ideally. In terms of use cases, and this is related to what I just described, but what we see users do with the product, it's really about visualization of ideas. So you can use that for note taking, building a knowledge base, really covering an entire topic. Also collaborate with others, and that's the beauty of the online tool, right? You're not by yourself there. You can very easily share your maps with others to brainstorm, to co-create something, and you can do that in real time. Share a link like we'll do in a second, and work together on the same document. But you also can do that asynchronously, right? You just prepare something, you share with your colleagues or your students or wherever, and then they are able to work on this on their own time, and then you can collaborate like this in the most efficient way. And finally, this is also what I'm doing right now, but you can also use the mind maps to present. And I think in a world that's probably very tired of PowerPoints and slides, it could be also a nice way to actually make presentation at school, or in a company, or in a bit of a different format that's it's really more focused, and that also gives visibility to the wider logic of the presentation. So right now I would like to try and kind of invite you to join me on an actual mind map. So I just shared the link in the chat. So if you just click on this link, and I'm gonna switch if I can. And let me reshare my screen. So you should be able to join this map. And without creating an account or anything, and very easily interact on this and answer. I just put like 4 very simple questions. Don't have to answer them, all of them, but yeah, just also for you to try the products and see how simple it is. So where are you based? I'm based in Amsterdam.
From my end, Julian, I seem to have hit a.
Oh, yeah?
My computer's been playing up a morning, but it's telling me couldn't find what you were looking for.
Oh,
It been moved or removed.
okay, let me try again.
The joys of live demonstration.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I tested it 5 times this morning and it was really
It doesn't make any difference, does it? You know, it's never going to work.
let me just try it. Okay, maybe that's where, if you want to try with this share link, maybe.
Yep, straight in.
Okay, all right.
I'm in as well.
Everyone is in. Okay, yeah, that's my fault. I copied the link to the map instead of the sharing link. That's all right. So very easily, to answer the question, I just you can click on this little blue arrows there and add your answer directly. So if you're not familiar with the tool, it's a nice way to see how that works. You can go crazy and create other stuff. I don't mind the map being messed up with. And then when you want to go back to the other presentation, if you feel like to, I put the link up there as well as a free floating topic, which is also something we've improved recently, where you're not tied to just a big mind map. You can actually create other flows and use the canvas more like as a whiteboard with different elements to it. All right, nice to see. So as you can see, you can actually see what's going on in real time with everyone jumping into the presentation and adding their elements. So also had a really interactive feeling to any kind of online collaboration session, whether it's in a class or in a company for a workshop. Then feels like other people are working with you together.
This is a really good idea. I'm gonna have to do this at one of my webinars, Julian. You've taught me something new today.
Yeah, I feel that's very satisfying feeling, seeing things being
yeah.
moved around and people are adding their stuff.
There's a question about your moustache there.
Yeah.
I can
real one. Yeah.
As long as I've known Julian, he's always had one. So.
Yeah. They have good AI filters now, so maybe you can get one as well, Ryan, for the calls.
I should do one. I should do. I used to have a beard and stuff ages ago. I had a shave yesterday in preparation for this, but maybe I shouldn't have done. Somebody's put Mind View down there. That's interesting.
All right, and why is an online mind mapping tool better than a local install solution? Yeah, I think what we're doing right now is actually a good illustration of why online is good, because you can actually work together in real time on it. You can also access from everywhere, right? Well, I guess most people are on a computer right now, but we also have mobile applications, so you could do that on your phone, on your tablet. You also can use any computer, right? If you're in a library or in an internet cafe, if that does exist still, then you could or using someone else's computer, you can just log into MindMeister and find your work there. So very, very easily manage, and obviously always up to date, and the product tries evolves, even though as we focus on like the key roles and want it to be easy for everyone, we're also trying not to change everything all the time, and so we don't lose anyone in the process.
I think another good example of where this is used, what I often say during my webinars as well, is that if you've got students that have MindMeister, they can share it with their support tutors, for example, so they can help work with them on projects and things like that as well. And again, they don't have to have the pay version. You do it exactly as we're doing it here as well. So There's so many benefits of having an online solution.
Yeah. So maybe I'll go back. I mean, feel free to keep working on this one while you're listening to me. I'll just share, go back to the main presentation. You also have the link there. And a few features I wanted to highlight that, not everyone knows about and that can be useful. Obviously, the ability to customize everything or not. So there, you can strike for yourself, but with each element, you can obviously change everything because you're an artist and you want it to look better, or because you want to align with your, whatever brand you need to comply with your, company's brand or your university colors. So you can very easily, change what the text looks like, the colors of everything, of the text itself, of the lines, of the different elements to it, the form. So, pretty simple and straightforward, but, can be pretty useful. If you don't feel like doing that yourself, you also have themes that are available. So if you, select one of these, then it will change all the mind map looks like. So you don't have to be a designer to make it look good. You can just leverage the different themes and choose the one that's the most appropriate for your use case. Obviously, you can also add, not only text, but you can add any picture to it. You can copy paste or upload images to your ideas, attach files as well, or add icons or emojis there. I use the emojis there. So really make it more colorful and more lively, and also embed videos. If you embed add a YouTube link, for example, the video will be showing up there immediately, and you can also play it directly without leaving the mind map. So also very useful to leverage different type of contents. Then two things that I like and that you may not know of is first create a map from a topic. So they're using the this menu there. You can select create a map, and then what it does, it will create a new mind map within your MindMeister environment that's from this very specific ID. So maybe if you have like too big of a topic or too big of a mind map and you want to re-drill down into one element, then you can create a new mind map from directly from there and expand it somewhere, or if you want to share it with different people. And once you do that, so I'm going to do it here, then it will be directly linked over there. So you know what it is, everyone can join it. And it's a nice way to expand it. Can I go back now? Okay. And the other thing I wanted to highlight there is the outline mode. So it's basically the same, but it's basically a text-based version of the mind map, right? So bullet point lists with different levels. So it could be also super useful because you can potentially, change it from there and it will be reflected. So, for example, here, if I add something and I go back there, and then you see it's been added there. So you can actually edit the mind map from the outline view, which can be pretty handy. And you can see that you can also create a mind map from the outline, but we'll talk about this a bit later. All right. I also want to mention pretty quickly Meister task, and then I'll go back to a few more tips about MindMeister. But as I said, this is our second product, and it's really our Meister's solution for work management in general. So we wanted to go beyond collaboration and brainstorming, but really also bring a solution to organize your work more in general. And it started with like really task management. But we are evolving this product into a full-fledged work management solution, which includes a documentation solution, which is Meister Notes, and also is heavily connected with MindMeister in general, so offering a way to track your work, organize it, collaborate, and document. Obviously, this is really aimed at more of the B2B market, so more for companies to organize themselves in terms of project management and planning and documentation. This is also a very easy and secure tool to use, and I wanted to highlight that. Ryan, Anthony, does it make sense? Should I show a bit more of Meister Task, or is it better
Please do. Yeah,
So-
be good.
So I'm just responding to a couple of questions that have come in.
Yeah.
Things that I can respond to, is fine, mine. But just one question, because Jeremy, I have to apologize. I think I accidentally deleted your question, so we'll answer it now. So you had about a question about, is there a linear graphic mode like top down or left right? So there are different. This is with MindMeister. There are different templates that you can use, isn't there, within MindMeister? And you have like linear graphic mode, top down, left right as well. Julien, maybe if you can show that for us, please.
What good way to do it? Let me maybe just go back there.
Yeah.
There, when you start.
Yeah, so there's all those templates there, isn't there,
Yeah,
Julien?
so you have templates to start with, and this is a nice way to, so you can see you have different, it's basically always a mind map, but depending on the style you choose, then you can organize, for example, if you want to do more of a decision matrix. So this is how it would look like. You can also use that for like, what do you say, organigram, OKR planning, also, different.
Just seen Anthony's eyes light up now with all these new ways he can present his meetings minutes.
I love it.
So yeah, it's yeah, it's a very versatile tool, right? You can design a lot of different things with it. I really encourage looking into the template gallery to get inspiration. Let me go back there. Yeah, and so I wanted to share just so show you all Meister Task looks. So let me share that screen instead. So yeah, that's Meister Task. So this is kind of the, let's say, the start or the basic view. It's really a Kanban board with tasks that you can very easily create. So if I would create a task there, I can very easily do it. And then within each task, you have a number of things you can customize, right? You can set a due date, schedule, duration on which, during which the task is to be worked on, add tags, add colleagues or, students that should be watching the task. And you have a number of elements that you can add, for example, checklists. So yeah, I can add checklists to within a task. So when they are done, I can click them, and this is also very satisfying to see them disappear. Can utilize tags to organize everything, and then you can move the task within the board to doing, etc. You can also there, for example, I set up an automation. So when things are moved to the done section, then they are automatically completed. And this is very easy to do. Go to project settings, automation, and then I set update status when completed. You can for example, you can send an email, send a Slack notification, do a lot of things, and really build your workflow there. But I won't be too long, but just want to show you the other way of visualizing your work or your projects. You have the timeline there. So, this task, for example, that I created, I schedule it from the 2nd to the 5th of December. So it actually shows up on the calendar here. And if I can also move it, and then it will automatically update the task as well. And then where the new thing we have is the list view. So if you prefer to work with the list view like that, this is basically the same, but organized a bit differently. And there again, you define all your tasks. You can move them around and complete them, etc. So very easy to use, very straightforward, but a powerful tool to actually do your work and organize your work and keep track of everything.
Well, David Jackson was saying that his wife uses lists and more lists. So maybe MeisterTask is for your wife as well.
Yeah. And the cool thing as well is you can actually create tasks. When you're using both tools, you can create tasks directly from MindMeister. So this little button here, then you can choose, your project. So here there you have all my company's project, but yeah, the one I just created, and then you can directly create it within one section. And then you have everything you need to set up here. And if you create the task, it will be directly in the board that I show you, and you also be you can also check on the progress here from the mind map directly. So a pretty useful way to use both products at the same time. All right, I hope that gives you a good high-level understanding. A few things I wanted to share, a few fun things, few fun tips I wanted to share. If you want to get started or get even better, I encourage you to check the academy, which is basically video courses, from beginner to advanced, that will help you make the most of the products. So you have the link here, but if you go to mindmeister.com, you will find it. Also, another interesting source of tips is the MeisterTask community. So you can here find all the announcements we do around new products, new features, etc., webinars, but also we have a lot of users that ask questions, share their tips. So it's a very helpful resource. I also wanted to highlight the templates, which is very good for, as I said, for inspiration, to really helps you also understand all the possibility of the products, and is very efficient way of building new things because you can get a head start using a template. So you have what I call the product templates, so the ones that are embedded within the product. I showed you that already. So from the home screen, you can either create a blank new map or use one of these templates. We also have a user-generated template library. So this is not, we manage it, but this is only templates that were created by other users. And it can also be interesting to check. We actually have a very big education section there with a lot of different stuff. That's inspiring. And I also wanted to quickly mention that we have the same for MeisterTask, because it's a bit, let's say, could be a bit more messy. That's something we manage, so it's not user generated. This is templates that are created by us or by our vetted partners. So if you go to meistertask.com, you can find those and have the perfect template for project management or agile project management, etc. So if you're into this, this is a very good way to start. And finally, I wanted to show you some fun stuff that we have and that we can do with AI. I think any kind of presentation has to talk about AI these days. So we wanted to follow the trends, but it can also be useful. So first, and hopefully this works, today I wanted to show you how to leverage, any kind of AI tool that you find out there. I'm going to use ChatGPT and the outline feature and the import feature to actually create a new mind map with AI. So let me just switch to that. Wait. Just share my screen again. Okay, so I prepared that already. So I'm in ChatGPT right now, and I'm just so I got the summary of the last UN summit for against climate change, and I'm asking him to do a bullet point summary of it, and to give me a text file to export. So let's see what it's doing. Hopefully, it's quick. Yeah. So now I'm going to download this, and I'm going to trust the process. So I'm not going to check. And then if I go to just MindMeister and then import, and then I can just paste the file that ChatGPT gave me. Okay, let's see if that works. Okay, it's not it looked better earlier, but you can see that, from the actual text files, I could upload, and you want to obviously, format it a bit better, but basically what it did is like it took the bullet list file generated by by ChatGPT, and you can very easily turn it into a mind map. And if you use the themes, then you can immediately make it look pretty nice. So yeah, obviously that was just an example, but you can do that, if you have like notes from a meeting, or an entire course that you typed in or whatever. You can, if you format it the right way in a list format and upload it to MindMeister, then you can immediately visualize it as a mind map. And we have some partners. I mean, they are also buying specific AI agents that focus on mind map. You can find a few of them also already. We're also looking into potentially integrating that into the product directly, but we're not there yet. But you can already use this feature to do it yourself. All right. How much time do we have left, Ryan and Anthony, or should we?
Ooh, about 3 minutes.
Okay.
We've got to do the quiz. We've got to do the draw.
All right, so I guess I'll stop there. A last thing, if you're into AI, Meister Task as I said, the documentation tool, which is Meister Notes, and there we also have Meister, what we call Meister AI. So basically, if you have a note or a text that's not that you want to improve, you can basically use Meister AI to either improve the writing or improve the formatting, or ask it to find information within your notes, etc. So it's a pretty powerful tool as well that I recommend to check. And I'll stop talking there.
No, that's fascinating. I think there's a lot in that. I think especially the sort of the AI sort of capabilities there. Emma Wilson has just popped a quick question in the chat. Do either of these use generative AI? It's something we have to consider with assistive technology in university, whether students can misuse tools like this potentially or accidentally.
Well, I mean, the MindMeister itself at the moment doesn't use generative AI. I mean, you can use it just like I did, but I used an external tool and then uploaded the result into Meister. Meister Note, it does use generative AI. If you use Meister AI, it's our internal model, so it's not sending information to OpenAI or wherever. But it's still generative AI, so you need to be cautious when using it. But for mind mapping at the moment, this as it is MindMeister, you don't have any kind of generative AI features integrated directly.
Awesome. Much appreciated. Fab. Yeah, no, thank you for that. Very concise and useful answer. Okay, so for the eagle-eyed amongst you, you'll probably notice that Matt isn't here today, who usually has the random number generator. So I've been entrusted with that today. So in terms of the rest of the week, thank you to everybody who could make it today, and a massive thanks to Julien for delivering that super useful presentation.